Belligerent Brown Boys.
Finally back.
We took a little vacation there, but yeah, we're in full swing.
Vacation, hiatus, leave of absence, sick days, personal days, family days, whatever you want to call it. It's 40 friggin' degrees outside. Just trying to enjoy this quote unquote transition into fall.
Yeah, there ain't no fall feels right now. Literally feels like 40 the past 3-4 days.
Yeah, so we had the first day of school here yesterday.
Yeah.
And I don't know, you guys or like anybody out there, there was just something about the smell of the air on the first day of school.
I know what you mean.
You know what I'm talking
totally
about?
I know what you mean, yeah.
Even though like I haven't been in school in like 70 years, when I walked out of the house yesterday and I was walking to the car to go to work, it smelled like the first day of school.
Yeah, it's just you feel you feel it. You step out, you know, it's you see school buses, it's a lot quieter, people are at work, kids are back to school, you know, everyone's back at college, university. So yeah, it's like a different vibe.
Yeah, it's a nice vibe too.
I love it.
I don't know what
love
it
it.
is.
Now when you're out of school, I love it. It's the best.
Yeah, but even like when I was in school, like, you know, you like usually dread the first day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think after like grade 8, grade 9, it just stopped bothering me, and I just really looked forward to like that walk to the school.
Yeah, I would say for me it was probably like after grade 6. I was just like, you know, I was so used to it. I was like, yeah, we're going back to school. You know, stuff to do.
Yeah, there's a smell. You know, like how like days have feels.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it does.
Right?
There's
like,
a feel.
Monday's got a feel.
Yeah.
Friday's got a feel. Saturday's.
And it really feels
Yeah.
like fall, you know, because in the summer you're not waking up that early because you're sleeping in every day, and then now when you wake up that early, it's like you see, like, you know, you feel that cool air. Well, not now since we have a heat wave going, but
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
usually
No, but
you
even
do.
like, you know, the sunrise starting to get a bit
Yeah.
later. You know, it's a bit darker.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, that did kind of bum me out though. Like when I woke up and I didn't see sun.
Oh, that didn't bum me out, man. I like literally the first thing I do is just make sure all the blinds are shut in the summer because it gets so bright so early.
I like that. I don't like how on the Sunday, right, at 6 a.m. and it's still dark outside. I don't like that. I like when the sun is out. It's like you feel like going outside.
Yeah, man. You need that sun just to
Yeah.
like say hello to you in the morning.
Yeah, I don't mind, but I
Yeah.
can wait till, you know, like 7, 8, I'm good.
That's fair enough. But I know I'm jumping seasons already, but like the winter's the worst.
Oh,
when you get up and it's dark,
The
you
whole
go to
drive
work,
to
you come
work
home
is
and it's
dark.
dark.
Yeah.
You miss the sun
Yeah.
completely.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah, winters get tough, especially when you hit January, February. But like honestly, October, like November, December, I don't mind it for a couple months.
Yeah, we're in that transition phase.
Yeah,
I love autumn. Autumn's my favorite season.
yeah, same.
Colors are changing. It's getting a little cooler.
And we got the NFL coming back.
Damn, it's sports season, people. Sports season.
Yep.
Yeah. Nothing.
24 hours.
Yeah.
Music to the ears. Some music to the ears.
Nothing like waking up late on a Sunday. You roll out of bed at like 11:30. You know, you don't even want to shower. You just wash your face, brush your teeth, grab whatever you're gonna eat. 1 o'clock rolls around, fire up Red Zone,
That's it.
and you just sit there for 8 hours until the Sunday nighter.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what I'm talking about, man.
That's a good Sunday.
That's gonna be great. I can't wait, man. And this is like the best time of the year. we can talk about Christmas. We can talk about Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
we can talk
you
about
know
all
what?
that
It
stuff.
is.
The start of the football season is
Yeah.
something special.
Let's be honest, man. The floodgates are opening. Football's tomorrow because today.
Yeah.
Yeah, tomorrow's a Thursday nighter.
Yeah, we're kicking off with some
yeah.
Chiefs and what is it? The Lions.
Chiefs and Lions.
Chiefs and Lions tomorrow.
And then,
So,
right around the corner, you're getting NHL preseason's going to kick off.
Yeah.
NBA preseason's going to, FIBA's running right now with the World Cup.
World Cup,
That's
yeah.
happening. EPL, all the European soccer leagues are in full swing. I am
Yeah.
ecstatic.
MLS. Let's not forget Messi doing his thing.
Yeah, we'll talk about MLS in a bit. I got some thoughts on those guys. But, but yeah, guys, the NFL is back. And
We can.
we had our fantasy draft on Monday. On Monday.
Yeah, it was an interesting draft. There were some winners and losers, I think. I would say that off the top. And as usual, I always, again, at the bottom of the barrel when it comes to draft pick.
No, you got me beat this year. You got a D plus. I got a D. What did you get?
I got a B plus.
There you go.
You know what?
None of it matters.
Yeah, none of it matters.
That doesn't matter. And also, I took Cooper Cup and he's not playing this week. And they might put him on the IR. They don't know.
Oh, no.
Ooh. I saw that news come in.
What was Cup's injury?
Hamstring, some soft tissue issue.
He wanted a second opinion.
He said he was on track to play and then he had a setback. And now with the way the Rams, if they suck like they did last year, which they're expected to suck.
The Rams are going to suck.
Yeah. So most likely, they'll be like, oh, let's play it safe. Put him on the IR. Right?
That's a rough one. Even the Kelsey one's rough too. If you guys haven't heard, Kelsey apparently hyperextended his knee in practice the other day.
Yeah, this guy's been an Iron Man. So since his rookie season, he's never missed a game.
Mm-hmm.
He's missed 2 games, and that's because he sat out because they were clinched.
Yeah.
So this guy's I think he's turning 34, or he is 34. This guy's been injury proof.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
That's prime tight end years too. Man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right? By this age, I think Gronk already had no arms left. He had surgery on both elbows.
I think Gronk
right?
had retired twice and come back.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
Yeah.
They're less than a year apart, their age.
yeah, that's
Gronk
crazy.
Yeah, they started around the
that's
same
crazy.
time.
This guy has been injury proof. I would say I'd be surprised. I think he's a game time decision tomorrow, but I'd be surprised if he plays. There's really no reason for KC to.
They're gonna give him some reps. He'll start the game. It's the season opener.
Yeah,
They'll ask him hey, can you
banner,
do right?
getting the rings?
Yeah,
it could be right.
he'll do a couple of reps in the first quarter. They'll ask him how he's feeling. Let's be honest.
Imagine you take the Kelsey TD, comes in, 2 catches, touchdown, and that's it. You're done.
He gets a 1 reception for 7 yards and it's a touchdown. That'll be great. All right. But yes, guys, NFL, man.
That means lots of gambling. We'll have some takes. We'll have some bets later on in the year. We'll definitely share those on our Twitter and Instagram. So definitely check that out.
Oh, yeah. Keep that up. And also, we are not financial advisors. We are not gambling experts. So whatever we tell you, don't, hold us accountable for when you put down your $100 bet and you lose it all. So that's not our problem.
Yeah, maybe wait for a hot streak.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait. Yeah, wait for us to start bragging about everything that we're winning before you start listening to us. But let's kind of run through these divisions.
Yeah.
And just kind of get everyberry's take.
You guys want to start with the AFC?
No, let's save the AFC for last because that's a bloodbath.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
So let's start with NFC West. So we got the Rams, the Cardinals, the Niners, and the Seahawks. The Cardinals are winning 1 game this year.
Yeah, they're most likely going to be the worst team in the league.
Yeah, it's not looking good out there for those guys.
Rams will be second.
I think Cardinals are
Second
just
last.
a mess. Just starts with the quarterback. And, I wouldn't be surprised. They drafted another quarterback, right?
I think so, man, because if your quarterback's consistently injured and playing Call of Duty all the time, you got a problem.
Yeah, so, I can see them winning just 1 or 2 games. As Jag mentioned, the Rams.
If you're the owner of Arizona Cardinals, are you going to Activision and you're like, hey, can you guys just release the game a month earlier?
Why don't you guys go for spring releases?
Right? Or spring release, when
Yeah.
we're not, so we can have this guy back. Man, I'm convinced because when he went down last year, the timing of it was just too perfect. Because Modern Warfare had just come out, and 3 days later, this guy's hurt.
All his struggles are during that same month.
Right? I don't know.
Kind of.
If you guys aren't familiar, Kyler Murray, this guy's just He's a COD fiend. This is all this guy does. He has a Twitch stream too, right?
He used to.
He used to?
Yeah,
Okay.
this was prior to him getting his new contract, where he was told that he had to quote unquote study. So
They took that out of his contract though.
did they?
Very quick. Yeah, because
They
it
removed
got
it?
released public, right? And then
It
they
was
had to remove
embarrassing
it,
as hell.
That is hilarious, man.
Honestly, when you get a reputation like this now, it like literally sticks with you. And unless you reach a level that was beyond where you played your peak, like it's not gonna go away.
Like we've heard stories out of the NHL where like all these younger guys are just like Fortnite obsessed, but
Yeah.
but they don't get to the point where they're like, we're not talking about them purposely missing games just
But-
to play it.
Yeah, and it's not gonna become a story, right? Like unless you're missing games, it's affecting your on ice, or on field, play. So
Yeah, and Kyler, you screwed me last year in fantasy too. I took a chance on you and you let me down.
hey, week one's the most dangerous. There's gonna be a couple guys getting hurt. There's gonna be a couple huge upsets. So that's where you can either make your money or break.
Let's be honest, like it really doesn't get going until like week 3-4 anyway.
Yeah,
Right?
you gotta wait a few weeks for things to kind of see what the trends are.
Yeah. Week 1's
So,
pretty much a write-off.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the Cardinals are finishing in the basement. They're gonna have one win. You said the Rams are gonna finish above them?
Yeah, Rams will be right above them, and then
Seattle's probably win. No, sorry,
Seattle
the Niners.
second, and Niners.
Niners are gonna win that division.
Yeah,
Yeah, Niners should win that division, even if it is Brock Purdy.
they have too many.
The legend of
weapons,
Brock Purdy.
and Purdy, from what we've seen, he's been solid, and you just gotta be
Yeah.
a game manager, right?
As long as Purdy can replicate last season and keep it consistent, the Niners will be a problem. They'll
Yeah.
run away with that division.
Yeah, I think
easy.
so.
No,
If
no
he
problem.
keeps it consistent to what he did last year, then they're a Super Bowl contender.
I think they are. I
Yeah.
think he
Right.
will, and
Yeah.
I think they are just with the talent that they have.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about the Seattle Seahawks? You think Geno Smith can have another year like he did last year?
Me personally, I'd like to see him have another good year.
Yeah.
Just because I want to root for the guy,
Yeah.
right? Because I don't want to see him crash and burn because that's just his career in a nutshell, right?
Yeah. He
But-
had a lot of success last year, so
Yeah.
I agree with you guys. They'll probably be second in the division. You think they make the playoffs?
Yeah, I do.
They'll contend for
Yeah, they're good.
Because that secondary is a problem.
Yeah.
They have a good defense.
They have weapons all
Yeah.
around, and Gino, first year as a starter, he showed out, and I think the brand of football that they play suits him perfectly. So I think he has a similar year, maybe not as good, but I think he has a pretty much similar year that he did last year.
I really hate the Seahawks, but I want to see Gino do all right.
Yeah. Honestly, once Russell Wilson left, my hate for the Seahawks kind of went
That
down.
whole team has pretty much changed, right?
Yeah, it's pretty much been
Like,
turned
that
over.
defense is.
Well, you still got Lockett and
Well, you have the face of the defense who's gone, and then you
Yeah.
have the face
Mm.
QB is gone, right? Face
Yeah.
of the franchise.
But
so.
I'm forever thankful for Pete Carroll for the gift that he gave the Patriots all those years ago. Shout out to
yeah.
Wes Welker. As you guys can see, I'm a Patriots fan. Right? All they had to do was run it.
Yep.
All they had to do was just give it to Marshawn, man. That's
Hey,
all they
man.
had to do. But I'm not complaining.
let Russ cook.
Let Russ go.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys saw just a couple of days ago there was an article where Pete just told him to stop like
Kissing babies.
kissing babies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What the hell is
Yeah, he
this?
just straight up told him stop kissing babies. Like stop caring about your image so much.
Yeah. Like man up and just.
Yeah. So I thought that was funny. Like,
Yo.
and he said it like in a public record, so he didn't hold any punches.
That is hilarious. All right, Pete Carroll. What is this guy like? 96 years
Wait, no,
old?
not Pete Carroll.
New Orleans coach. Who was it?
Sean Payton.
Yeah, Peyton said that.
Yeah, he
Oh,
said
because
that.
Peyton's in Denver now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah,
his
yeah.
own coach called him out.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, man. All right, so the West is a wrap. NFC South, we got the Falcons, the Saints, the Bucks, and the Panthers. The Bucks are finishing in the basement this year.
You guys think so?
I think so.
Yeah. Who's their quarterback? They
Baker.
going with a rookie? Oh, Baker.
Baker Mayfield, bro. Baker Mayfield with zero weapons and a coach that doesn't know what the
Hey, he
hell
has
he's
Mike
doing.
Evans.
Fair enough. He's got Evans. But when you got Baker Mayfield, this 5'8" guy who clearly can't throw a football.
You know what? That's gonna be a.
I think that's gonna be a contested division. It's a pretty wide open division, right? Falcons, Panthers, Saints. I think the Saints will win that division.
I think so.
Yeah, Saints, Panthers, Falcons. No, actually, Bucks might finish ahead of the Falcons.
You got Bucks over Atlanta?
I'm gonna have a wild take.
I don't know. Like, they drafted a running back who's supposed to be a top 5 running back. They have, who's their QB now, right? They drafted a QB. We just don't know. Everything's just a question mark right now.
I'm gonna have a wild take. I'm gonna say Atlanta bounces back and finishes second this year. Saints are gonna win that division. Their division. Falcons.
Guys, we're completely disrespecting the Panthers right now.
Yeah, I have no belief in the Panthers.
Panthers as number 2.
I have them. I'll put them at 3.
He doesn't believe them? Right.
Yeah, I put them at 3, and then I'll take Bucks 4th.
I think Saints, Panthers, and then
I think Atlanta might surprise a
Bucks.
few games.
I'm gonna put
Falcons last.
I'm gonna put Saints and Panthers 1 and 2. That's a coin toss for me. It could be either one of those guys for me that can win that division. All right, here's a fun one. NFC North: Bears, Lions, Packers, Vikings. The Lions are gonna win that division.
I think so.
Yeah,
it's tough because I think Panthers win that division, but that second spot, I can see Packers or Vikings. Obviously, Vikings. Yeah, I don't know. Vikings, I feel like they're just on the verge of just complete collapse.
You believe in Jordan Love?
I don't.
That's a tough division.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe in him at all. It's just I feel like the Vikings. I don't know what Jordan Love is, right? But if he's just a game manager, and I really feel like the Vikings are just on the verge at the end, like they could just completely collapse with all the close games last year, right? All the 1-score games.
Well,
I just feel like
they had a lot of close games.
If the Vikings stay healthy, because Justin Jefferson's a monster. They got Hawkinson's going to be healthy
Hawkinson's going to be, if he's healthy all year,
right?
It's going to be a problem.
And then we got Kirkle Chains.
Yeah. They can score. Don't get me wrong. Right? They can score. That division as a whole, don't even count out Chicago, right? Like, they started to score later on last year, right? They really improved. So
they've gotten better on defense. It all comes down to Fields, and if he can keep it together and be that guy.
I'm gonna scramble this division. I'm gonna take the Lions as, so I'm gonna take the Vikings and Lions. You can flip them 1 and 2, and then I'll take the Bears, and then I'll take the Packers. I think the Bears finish ahead of the Packers.
All right.
I don't think so. I think Bears are last in that division.
All right. I think I said I have the Lions winning it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with it. The other 3, I don't even care. It's honestly a coin toss. Also, okay, maybe Lions and Vikings will probably go down to the wire to see who wins that division. If the Vikings stay healthy.
Yeah, I think the Lions might have a bit of a step back. That's just my thinking. But they can score, so they'll be 1 and 2 with Vinny.
I think Buddy, what's his name? Amon St. Brown or whatever their receiver is.
Mm-hmm.
That guy's gonna blow up this year.
Yeah,
I think he's gonna have like a 1,300 yard receiving season. That guy.
Yeah, I think he can hit 1,300 yards for sure.
Easy.
He's gonna get some bombs from Goth for sure.
I don't think Detroit can really take a step back because the first half of last year was horrible, and then they just got better and better. Right, the only thing that was consistent was their offense, and their offense is just as good, if not better, than last year. And then their defense should be better, right?
It's got to be a little bit better. It was really bad last year.
Yeah, and even sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I don't see them taking a step back.
Like that run that they had where they won like the 8-9 in a row.
Mm-hmm.
They won some games in that run that they had no business winning.
Yeah,
against heavyweights.
They were outscoring points. They were throwing up 40+ points, right?
Yeah, but they're also like
they're making
buzzer beater TDs at the end and everything.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you think about it, like upward growth, maturity, getting better in those situations when they're already capitalizing, could be. That's why I said I find it hard. Like they could win the division or Mini could win the division. I think it'll be close.
Yeah. And they were fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Detroit was fun to watch down the stretch there.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed watching
the
that.
whole year, even in the beginning, like them scoring 30, 33 points and just like, this is amazing.
That's why I bet you like right now we're expecting a huge game tomorrow, like 30 plus points, both teams, high flying teams with, not the best and greatest defenses. And I wouldn't be surprised then, we get a low scoring game tomorrow.
Or it could just be a blowout and Casey just shows up like, hey man, we're just going to win 43-17.
Yeah, I could see that happening too.
Yeah, it's NFL. Anything can happen. All right. Everyone's favorite division, the NFC East. Cowboys, Giants, Eagles, Commanders.
I'm going to give the division to the Cowboys. I think the Eagles definitely take a step back this year.
I'm 50-50 between Cowboys and Philly, but I will still give that division to Philadelphia, then Dallas, and then Washington just has to be last, and then the Giants can,
I think
in that third spot.
Giants will be in the third spot. I think the Giants make the playoffs, though. I think 3 teams out of that division make the playoffs.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think Philly, Cowboys, Giants are I'll take off the Giants. I think Philly and the Cowboys are better than every other team we've talked about as a team, both offense and defense. I think they're the clear, aside from the 49ers, the 2 other best teams. And then I'll give the Giants. I think they'll get even better this year. And I expect Daniel Jones to play a bit better as well.
I don't believe in Daniel Jones just yet. I
don't know how much I believe on his arm, but he does. They've given him a couple new weapons, and what he can do with his legs, like if he can do that, what he did last year, and even improve on that, like he's gonna be good.
And they got Saquon back.
Yeah,
Saquon's back.
Yeah, he's back too.
So you got him too, right?
So,
but what do you like? What is it about the Cowboys every year that we say that? Well, not we say, but everybody's always saying this is their year. One person in particular that we're not going to mention right now, but it's
we know some very die-hard Cowboy fans, and one in particular.
Every year is their year, but like, what is it? Like, is it Dak? Is it what's around Dak? Is it Jerry Jones? What is it?
It's definitely not Dak, but
is it McCarthy?
They always seem to have. They have a good defense.
Look, they've had a good defense, right? Micah Parsons. I think Micah Parsons is going to be Defensive Player of the Year. Yeah, they have great weapons. They have good quarterback play. Obviously, they're the most popular, the biggest team. So that obviously comes with expectations. But I think they generally do a good job drafting, right? Like they're at least competitive, right? So obviously, if you're competitive and you can get into the playoffs, the hype machine is going to take them to the Super Bowl. Right. So everybody always comes into the season because they're such diehard fans. Right. But, for those of us that obviously can take our glasses off and, not be homers, I do give them credit. They do draft well. Their defense is generally pretty good.
I would say on paper, their team always looks great.
Yeah.
And the only thing holding them back is their coach. Jerry Jones, their coach, and the QB play, I'd say only holds them back because of the coaching.
Yeah.
So take any top 5 coach in the league, actually take this entire roster out of Dallas and switch them into another organization, top 5 organization.
I think
then they're a legit Super Bowl contender.
I think a big part of that is the pressure, right? Like that is a thing. Right. And a lot of it, like you said, is comes from top down from Jerry Jones. Like forget the fans for a minute. Like there's huge pressure internally within, that just comes down from management. And I think they set themselves up often to fail through those expectations.
And on that note, with the pressure thing, every player, like all Dak, all they're getting asked, the players are, Super Bowl questions, like how confident are you, this, that, and all they talk about is a Super Bowl. And it's just like, they should either focus one game at a time, or just be like, we're focused on getting into the playoffs.
Well, with the Cowboys,
they set themselves up.
They set themselves up, but they're also that team where it's kind of like the Yankees, where it's World Series or bust.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Cowboys are, Super Bowl or bust.
Mm-hmm.
There's always that franchise in every league that you can think of that it's everything or nothing.
I think for those teams, they need a culture around the players for them to be either shielded from the pressure, because like we've seen teams like this fail often when they have huge expectations. And I think culture is huge when it comes to especially teams that have expectations like that.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like it's always fun to trash the Cowboys, right? Like it is to trash the Yankees. Like they're just that it's their team, but it's always more entertaining when they're good and they're in.
And
right,
exactly.
Like they can miss the playoffs for 15 years and we can laugh at it, but it kind of sucks after a while.
Yeah,
right. Like you kind of want to see them suck in the playoffs.
Yeah,
like just get in the playoffs. Let me just see you get beat up, so I can have a little bit more fun for like an extra week, right? But like even McCarthy's not that guy.
Yeah,
he's not.
Yeah, he's not that guy.
He's not. Like he had Rodgers in Green Bay for how long?
Yeah,
and what
got the one?
Just the one, right?
Yeah.
No.
He's that. I've said that. Obviously, cross sports. I've said that about the Jays here. Like you need, like once you have a roster, you need a winning manager. You need a coach or manager that has a winning culture that brings, like, you need a top 5, like you said, Jag, coach or manager to go the rest of the way.
But also, I would say the reason I didn't say, bring in a new coach or bring in a new owner combo, right? And they'd be a Super Bowl contender, because of all that expectation and all the circus that comes along with the Dallas Cowboys. That's why I say take this entire roster and put it in Baltimore, right? Then they're a legit contender, right? Put them in another city, right? And I'd say, a new, other than Washington, I'd say. I know they have new ownership there now, but I'd say,
And Vegas.
But yeah.
And Arizona apparently right now.
Who do you guys think is going to be representing the NFC in the Super Bowl?
From the NFC? Who's coming to the Super Bowl from the NFC? You know what? I'll let you make the first pick. Jags NFC winner.
I'd have to go with either has to be, I just don't know.
Is it going to be Brock Purdy? I'm leaning towards, I actually think I'm going to take the 49ers.
That's what I was leaning towards.
That's a solid pick.
Like, you want to root for them. It's just, I don't know what Brock Purdy is going to, be. And then at the same time, even their coaching, I don't trust it anymore.
Shanahan?
I can't trust him.
I'm just going to go out on a limb because I put money down on futures on these guys.
Yeah.
Don't tell me it's the Cowboys.
No, I'm going to say Detroit.
I like it. I like it.
Okay.
I like that.
They had a good line on the futures there.
Yeah.
So I'm like, why not? I'll put them down for NFC champs. Sure.
What was the
right
line
now?
Oh man, this is a couple weeks back. It was something stupid. It was like, I think it was like plus 3,000 or something.
Damn. I take those odds if they're still available.
2,500. It was something like that. 2,500, 3,000
good.
something. Yeah.
That's pretty good. But I'm gonna go with just I'll go with Philly again.
Philly again.
So we got Philly, Detroit, and the Niners.
The 49ers. Yeah.
All right, let's move over to the AFC, and let's start in the West because that's like the greatest division in all of sports. We got the Broncos, the Chiefs, the Raiders, and the Chargers. Let's get this out of the way. The Chiefs are winning that division.
Chiefs,
barring anything catastrophic.
Yeah, Chiefs, Chargers, Broncos, Raiders.
You got Chargers over Denver?
Yes.
Ooh.
I'm gonna take the Broncos to finish last, just because I'm not a Russell Wilson fan.
I think Sean Payton
I think that's
changes it for Russ.
for sure. They turn it around 100% from last year. I just think this is the year Herbert, he has some new weapons. This is the year that, he's got to take that next step.
He does, yeah.
So
I would take the Chiefs and then take Herbert, Chargers second. I'll put the Raider. You know what? You guys make a good point. Like, it's insane to think that the Broncos were allowing like 14 to 16. I think they averaged 16 points per game that their defense allowed, and they sucked.
They could not score either.
Like, how bad? Like, that's a disgrace. Like, how are you how are you a National Football League team?
the thing is with them, I still believe that Russ is going to be running for his life, right? And we already know, like, even if he has time, I don't know if he can make these throws and stuff. But if he has no time, then it's going to be like picks. And then I can see that offense being almost a repeat of last year, right?
Because if the offense doesn't pick it up and they don't get some wins early, that defense is turning on that offense.
But
do you guys see in any possible scenario that Russ doesn't finish the season?
No, he finishes.
No, he finishes the season.
He 100% finishes.
As the starter.
As a starter.
But
Unless something egregious happens, I don't see them saying we're moving on.
At the end of the day, I just think the Chargers are just better than Denver, right? As a team.
Yeah.
And I'd take Herbert over Russ.
For sure. I think it's an easy KC one, Chargers second, and then you can slot the other two.
What happens to Herbert if the Chargers just move sideways?
He got paid, right?
How sideways?
Like, let's say zero progression. They didn't get better. They didn't get worse. They are what they are. They are who we thought they were.
If they squeak into the playoffs and lose again, then I think, actually, I don't know what can be done. I don't think you can get rid of Herbert. He's just too good, right? And then
he got paid. He got his contract. Like, you're gonna build around him. But
they have a new coach. I just think they're built with what they have, and they just got to stick with it.
Yeah, he got paid big time.
Yeah. So
what did he get? It was north of 230, right? Or was it 230?
I think it was north of 230. You might be right.
Speaking of getting paid, Bosa got paid today too.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, good. Well, he got 150.
Yeah, he got 150.
Imagine what Burrows is gonna get paid. Because he's.
Are you guys surprised he still hasn't gotten his contract?
A little bit, but that's just that's a Cincinnati organization thing. But
but I think they're just delaying the inevitable. He's gonna get his bag too.
Even if he gets hurt again, like, he's gonna get it.
All right.
What do you got next?
The South. Titans, Colts, Jaguars, Texans, the heavyweight division of the AFC.
That definitely is the heavyweight division to see who finishes last.
Jags first.
Jags. I'm really starting to become a Trevor Lawrence guy. I'm starting to believe in the dude because the way that they got into the playoffs last year and how he played in that first game, I was like, all right, this guy gets it because he's played in big games in like college too.
And he's been a winner everywhere he's gone.
Yeah.
Right. So he's he knows winning. I think the Jags run away with that division, to be honest.
Yeah, Jags, Titans, and then Colts and Texans are going to fight for that last place spot.
The Titans are always a weird one.
Yeah.
Right? Like they have the potential to be like this really good team.
Who's is Mariota still?
No.
Who's their QB?
Oh my gosh. Oh.
They had like a nobody last year. Last year they had like 5 running backs. So
so this is what I'm talking about.
They're one of those teams where,
and they've had a lot of bad luck in the last few years. Like, they've been injury ridden, and I'm gonna give them the second spot in the division just because the other two teams are so bad. But it's hard to imagine.
Who are you giving the second?
To the Titans.
Tannehill's quarterback.
Right. Tannehill. Oh,
Tannehill.
Tannehill. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. I completely blanked out there. We were talking about Tennessee and not Houston.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
yeah.
My bad.
Houston's who?
No, Tennessee, they are definitely going to be in that second spot because Houston is horrible, and then the Colts are going to be horrible.
The Colts are going to win 2 games.
So
Yeah, they honestly, they might.
they are automatically placed
Yeah.
in that second spot, and
I think there's not too much to say about the division other than, like you guys said, the Jags are going to run away with it. Trevor Lawrence is on an upward trajectory.
Yeah. I'm getting bored just talking about that division, honestly.
Let's move on.
All right, the North. This one could be a bloodbath. Bengals, Browns, Steelers, Ravens.
this one is going to be a fun one.
Yeah.
Right? This one is probably the best.
I'm gonna lean Cincy to win the division here because I'm a Joey B guy, and him and Chase they're not bad.
I'm in
pretty
between
good.
Baltimore and Cincy because
I honestly don't know what to expect from Baltimore this year. They've gone through a lot of changes.
It's which Lamar are you gonna get?
And they're going to a pass first offense.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how is that going to affect that team? Right?
You know what? I believe in Lamar. I believe in that organization. I'm taking them first.
And
Cincy second.
He bet on himself.
Yeah.
Right, and that entire thing that happened with his contract, he needs to prove to everybody that it was all worth it.
I'm with Jag. I'm gonna take them to win the division as well.
I'm taking their culture. You know that culture? They love Lamar. They love each other. They play hard. They play to win.
And look, guys, like you would think they'd stay healthy for a season, right? That's another team that's always dealing with injuries. So I'm gonna take them with Jag. Take them to win the division. Take Cincy second.
And Odell might take them to the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
Okay, guys, that's not happening.
Let's see.
And then I'll put the Steelers in third. And who are we rounding out that division with?
You got the
Houston?
Browns.
Oh, the Browns. Yeah, I think they're back to nobodies, and they'll be last.
You think they're insignificant again?
Yeah.
I hope we see the Deshaun, or at least
The Houston Deshaun?
the Houston Deshaun, because
If
then
he
it'll
was
be
even
fun.
50% of the old Sean Watson, I think they could get third in the division. I don't see them in a top 2 slot.
This division can flip on a dime,
It could.
that.
Yeah, it could. Don't get me wrong.
And then Burrows, you never know. Like, he's banged up. He's playing this week.
Yeah, Cincinnati, I think, could be a 500 team. I genuinely believe that. Right? I think if they get into the playoffs, they're dangerous. But I think in the regular season, they're gonna be, hovering around 500, maybe a couple games over.
No, not Cincy.
No, Cincy's gonna have like 12 wins.
Yeah. They're not gonna be 500. No.
I'm gonna need to see the over under right now.
I think the over under on Cincy's probably like 10.5.
Yeah, they're definitely.
It has to be.
10 games is easy.
Yeah.
10 wins is
easy.
easy.
If it's 11, I'm taking the under.
All right, this guy's going less than 11 wins.
I gotta check this out.
Okay. All right, while you guys look at that, let's move over to, I guess, our home division here. AFC East. Bills, Dolphins, Pats, Jets.
I'm going to take the Bills. I want to take Miami over just because I think offensively, they're just unstoppable.
Who, the Bills?
No. Miami.
Mm-hmm.
But Tua, I do not believe in. So I am taking the Bills first, Miami second.
Tua and his receivers stay healthy. That offense is unstoppable.
Yes.
But that's the key word there is healthy. Like, is Tua ready to go? And is he going to be the Tua that we saw before he went down?
I don't believe 17 games played Tua. And that's why I take the Bills as the number 1 seed.
The Pats are going to win the division. Mac Jones is going to have a 4,000 QB rating. Okay. Stevenson and
that's the division
is going to rush for 10,000 yards.
That's the division that's going to be that's going to be a bloodbath for sure.
Yeah. I'm a Pats guy, but they're finishing
last.
They're finishing last. Division, yeah. It's going to be a rough one this year for the Pats.
Who's the other
Jets.
team? Oh, the Jets, eh? So you guys are
That is going to be fun.
That's going to be a fun division.
Yeah, that will be fun as well.
I can't wait to see what Aaron does.
Yep. Same.
This year.
I'm excited.
I think he's going to have a new lease on life
And I love it because it's
Yeah.
the Bills and the Jets on Monday.
Yeah.
The Monday night.
Yeah,
It's
I think
gonna
we'll
be
get
so
a
exciting.
lot. We'll see a lot on Monday
Yeah.
coming up.
Aaron, this guy did his darkness retreat. He's done his ayahuasca. He's gotten the hell out of Green Bay. He's gone where he wanted
Took
to go.
a little tiny bit of a pay cut trying to be
Pay
a new
cut.
man.
He brought his boys in.
Mhm.
Right, you're
I
under the bright lights
guys
of New
think
York.
they're
Well,
finishing-
Jersey.
You think they're finishing anywhere above number 3 in that division?
Okay, let me ask you something about this division because we're handing it over to Buffalo right now. Everybody around Buffalo got better. Did Buffalo get any better? They
No.
stayed the same.
Yeah,
did
that's
not.
what I was gonna say.
Right? So not
was
that
gonna-
I'm saying staying the same is a bad thing because Buffalo's a great team.
Mhm.
You've got Allen. Enough said. Right? But are they still missing that Odell type, that Megatron type
I
of
think
receiver that
they're
Allen
missing a few
kinda needs?
pieces just
I
because
don't think so.
I don't
No?
think Allen, like, I feel there's way too much on Allen's shoulders to win games.
So Diggs is that guy, right? Like he is that guy. I think they were banged up a little bit last year, and they have the roster. They just have to play up to it. Because you see games where if they play their best, I don't think anyone can stop them. But that's the problem. Like the Chiefs, they always play their best, right? Like we always seem to see their best.
Yeah.
Right? With Buffalo, we see their best maybe 70% of the games, right? And
Yeah.
that's not good enough. So that's their problem.
Yeah.
If they can just get to like at least 9 out of 10 games they're at their best, then I think, they can win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, when you're a favorite and you're losing to the Pats, you're not a favorite.
Yep.
And then they got beat up in the playoffs too last year, didn't
Oh,
they?
yeah.
They did.
Yeah, it was nasty.
Yeah, it was bad.
I mean, it was fun to watch, but
It was not fun
it
to
was.
watch.
I'm gonna actually give this division to the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins will win the division. I think Bills will be second. I'm gonna give the Jets the third spot, and then rounding out will be the Pats.
the Dolphins are a high risk, high reward bet. Right?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so. Obviously,
I
health
think-
is a huge part of that.
big time.
I think that Dolphins first is not like out of this world. Like I think it's actually a really good bet, like to place them as first, because I think offensively they have the best offense in that division, right?
Yeah.
And no one can stop them in that division
I
if
like
they're
their
healthy.
defense too. I like
right?
their defense. I think they're really great at takeaways.
But that's the thing. Like, will they be healthy? I don't believe that. That's why I have the Bills first. And even the Jets, they have everything there. It's just what are we going to see from their offense now, right?
Yeah.
Or how much time they need to gel.
So
that coach that they have out there in New York, like with the Jets, from what I saw from what he did last year, he kind of he gets it.
Yeah.
But he just didn't have the pieces with what he wanted to do, I think. But now, you
but
throw
the
him in there.
way the way they fell off last year, though.
Yeah.
But
and then
guys,
their
look at
season,
who-
that
But
was
it's a
bad.
different team this
Check
year.
out who
Yeah.
their quarterback was.
Yeah.
I think enough said once you realize who was starting quarterback
Yeah, it's a
for the
completely
last
different
second
team.
half of the year, right?
Yeah.
By the way, Cincinnati is 11.5 wins.
11.5. Yeah.
Yeah,
At
that's
12.
it should be that.
Just so we know, I'm taking the under, and we'll talk about this at the end of the
Okay,
year.
taking the under is different than they're a 500 team.
Yes. Because you said
No,
they're
that's
gonna.
fine.
You said
I
they're
think
gonna
they'll
hover
around
500.
500. That's fine. I can't bet on that. They're telling me they're gonna win 11.5 games, so I'm gonna take the
Yeah,
under.
but then don't say okay, they're gonna win 10, 11 games then.
Oh, I still think they're gonna hover around 500.
All right.
Guys, they win 10 games. They're hovering around 500. They're 10-8.
So
Okay,
he's
so
taking
then-
the under, but they're winning 9 games.
All right,
Okay.
fine.
Fair enough. All right. So who's I mean, do we have to talk about this? But who's coming out of the AFC?
As much as the Chiefs are the Chiefs, and Mahomes boy is Mahomes, I do hope his brother comes in and sabotages their playoff games.
No, that can't happen.
Ooh.
It can't happen.
Ooh.
Yes, it can.
He got banned, didn't he?
Yeah.
Or
Mahomes
Mahomes told him to stay the hell away from the
Don't
stadium.
Yeah.
If there's one thing we know about Mahomes, no matter what has he ever had a bad game?
Hey, this is me hoping.
Okay, but I'm
Okay.
just saying in the playoffs, has he ever had a bad game? Even in that Super Bowl, he lost and he was getting chased around. He still had an amazing game, right?
Yeah, he's already won.
Never
Like,
had a bad game.
he's won 17 Super Bowls already. So like, what does it
So-
matter?
I'm gonna say, honestly, if I'm betting it, I'm gonna obviously bet the Chiefs. I'm literally gonna bet them to go straight to the Super Bowl again and repeat. But if I had a dark horse, I would bet the Jets.
So the Chiefs, obviously they should be the favorites, but if Kelsey injury hinders them and then Jones contract stuff doesn't happen, then 0%
Sorry,
chance.
let me rewind that back. I'm gonna take the Ravens as my dark horse to get to the Super Bowl.
That's not really a dark horse.
It's a
I don't think that's a dark horse. I think they're a contender.
I think they're a contender, but to get to the Super Bowl over KC, I'm just saying it's a dark horse just because
Then everyone's a dark horse.
9 out
to
of
KC.
10. Yeah, anybody you put against KC is...
No, you can't. A dark horse is a.
All right, the Jets were the dark horse.
Okay, fine. You can say that.
Yeah, but I'm gonna take the Ravens to get to the Super Bowl. I'm gonna just go on a limb, but I'm not betting it.
I'm going Cincy. I'm going Bengals versus Lions Big Cat final.
Oh, that'd be a good one.
Yeah.
Do I really have to do a repeat of last year, I guess? KC and Philly? Okay, I'll do a repeat.
A repeat?
of KC,
Repeat.
yeah.
That means we're getting a repeat champ. Hasn't happened in a while since the Pats. I think it's been 20 years.
The Pats were the last back-to-backs?
Yeah,
Yep.
I think it's been 20 years.
Yeah. They were in 2003?
When they did the back-to-back.
2002?
Oh, that's right. Yo, shout out the Pats.
Yeah. Shout out Tom Brady, the GOAT.
The GOAT. Speaking of Brady, did you guys see that commercial with Eli and Peyton? They were trying to get a host for Manning Cast.
Oh yeah, no, I haven't seen that yet.
It's great. You guys need to watch it on YouTube. It's so they basically have all like these NFL guys coming in
Mm-hmm.
to be the host or whatever. And then at the end of it all, like everybody auditioned, they tried out, they couldn't find. They're just like, hey, I guess it's just us again, right? We couldn't find a host, and then they go to like the waiting room, and it's just like Brady sitting there by himself. It was pretty funny. You got to watch the whole entire commercial. You guys check it out on YouTube. It's hilarious.
I'll watch it.
Before we wrap up the NFL, just one last one before we end the NFL talk. Who do you guys got for MVP? I know it usually comes down to a quarterback, and I don't see it being any different this year.
Regular season MVP. You know what? Screw it. It's gonna be. I thought I had an answer, but I didn't.
Yeah, Mahomes is the one to right off the top. I think Aaron Rodgers has a shot because he could have the narrative and the New York fan base behind him. I think, could be one of those.
You know what? I'm going to go with Trevor Lawrence.
Oh, that crossed my mind.
It's a
I
good
didn't know
pick.
you guys were gonna pick that, Jag. That did cross my mind earlier.
Well, since I'm picking Cincy to go to the Super Bowl, I'm gonna say Joey B.
Joey B, I like that one.
All right. Since we have our Super Bowls set, who's winning the Super Bowl then?
I think Casey repeats.
Casey repeats.
Yeah.
You're saying Casey repeats too?
Yeah, but I just want to say that I hope it's different. I want the first 3 weeks, like I want the Jets to be good. I want a lot of change, right? I feel like I don't want a repeat of last year,
Yeah.
right? I don't want to, like Casey being a contender every year, being that super team, I don't mind. But
you
want
like,
contenders there,
competition.
right?
Yeah, you want
Competition.
contenders.
And since he's competition, like there's a lot of potential, like on paper contenders out there, right? Like last year you saw, like just no one's good enough when they're healthy, right? So I hope something happened in the first month and I see all these teams playing and I change my mind because I do not want to see the exact same, repeat.
I think if the 49ers, I know I did pick them to get to the Super Bowl. I think they're one team from the NFC that can actually beat KC. So I can absolutely see the 49ers winning. I don't see any other team beating. If KC gets to the finals, I don't see any other team beating them.
Cincinnati can beat them. They've beaten
Yeah,
them
but that's
many
AFC.
times in the regular season.
That's AFC.
Right? So,
I'm saying if they get to the Super Bowl, I don't see any NFC team beating them aside from the 49ers.
I think the Ravens and I think there's a lot of teams out there that if they play their best football, they can beat them. It's just I think KC.
You gotta be perfect.
That's the thing. I think
game.
with KC it's just consistency, right? And Philadelphia was near perfect, but the 1 or 2 turnovers, especially the Jalen Hurts fumble, right?
Yeah.
It's like you make one mistake, and that's what Brady always was. Brady was consistent, right? So it's like at the end of the game, it's like those fourth quarter drives. You know he's not screwing those up. And every other team, like a Lamar, I can see him like making a mistake or two, right? Like we've seen Philadelphia make a mistake or two. We've seen Josh Allen make 100 mistakes, right? So it's like I want to pick a different team. It's just when you see like how Brady was, right? Like it's hard. How do you pick against him?
Yeah.
Right? How do you pick against Mahomes?
But like you said, all it takes is one mistake to really screw it up. Because
Exactly.
that Super Bowl, Pats Eagles,
Mhm.
where Brady
The drop pass.
the drop pass.
yeah.
That's
if
it, right?
he had just
that,
if he catches that, game over. Pats
Yeah.
are champs,
Yes.
right?
100%.
But when you go back and watch it, you can see he could have got it.
He could have. He
He
could
could
have.
have. I'm watching it. I love
If you asked him a million times, he'd
Yeah.
say yes. He should have had that catch.
Tom.
He
I love
should've.
you. I'm not gonna say anything bad about you. You're the GOAT. You're my guy. But you should have caught that ball. You should have caught that
Just
ball, bro.
another ring.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with having another one.
Yeah,
He's only got what, 40?
yeah. Add
That's
one more
cool.
to the collection.
To be honest, like I don't even care about that one. The only one that hurts for me is that perfect season. That is the only one.
Oh, forgot about that.
That is the only. I don't care about any other one, right? I don't care if he
Ghost
lost
of
to
Eli
anybody
Manning.
else, or I don't care if he won against any of those other ones. That was the one. I don't even care if I would give up 2 Super Bowl rings for that perfect season.
What him and Moss did that season,
It'll never be
Unmatched.
replicated.
it's
Unmatched.
never gonna
Yeah,
happen again.
unmatched.
Never.
Dude, I would have bet the house that year
Yeah.
that this is gonna happen.
Luckily,
And-
I was too young, and I couldn't bet and all that because
And-
I would have bet
Yeah.
a lot.
But then friggin' Eli happened.
Eli
and
Manning.
that stupid catch, and it just
That
you're,
hurts.
you're opening some old wounds there. Right?
Yeah.
No, that's the only one because there's no other one that I would ever say, like we should have had this because like the 49ers one, right? I mean, not the 49ers, the Atlanta one, right? That one was like a near impossible comeback.
Yep.
Yeah.
The Seattle one, the goal line, right? That was a near
to say the least,
impossible,
there's
right?
been some
So-
really, really fun ones.
That Atlanta one that's the one where Edelman made that stupid catch too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where they just stopped and like it
Everyone
was a
stopped,
fumble,
yeah.
but it's like, no, he's got
got
it. Right? They're like, all right, we got it. All right, that's enough of that crap. We're not going back to the depression road, but baseball's wrapping up. We're getting down to crunch time here in the MLB. The Jays lost
Yeah.
to
tough loss to
Oakland.
Oakland.
today when we were already
I think we
half
were
up.
half game up, right? So I think it's obviously it's going to come down to the wire. Got a month to play here,
Yeah.
or less
We're-
than a month now.
So we're tied with Texas now.
Yeah,
And
but that
it's-
battle between Texas, Houston, Seattle, I think Houston's going to win it ultimately. I think their experience and they picked up Verlander. I think they're going to come through. They're going to start picking up wins, and I think that final spot's going to come down between either Seattle, Houston, Seattle, Texas, or Toronto looking on the outside.
Baseball's a funny one where it's like you just need to get in.
Yeah.
Right.
And you just need to get hot at the right time.
Just get hot at the right
Yep.
time. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter which wild card you get in, just
Yeah.
get in and then worry about that one game later.
Exactly.
Right? But the way that the Jays are, it's like I'm not even convinced that we can get that one.
Let's be
Push
honest.
it.
This season has been a disaster. The offense has been a disaster. They rank in last in runners in scoring position, clutch hitting, runners left on base. We've probably left 1 million runners. I'm telling you, we've left 1 million runners. We're probably at 200 ahead of the next team. How many runners we've left on? Vlad just hit his 21st home run of this season. Like, it's been a bad year.
I still can't get over the fact that it took him till June to get his first home run at home.
Yeah. So let's just call it what it is. The Jays have not had any consistency this year. The offense has not been anywhere near even decent at times.
But dude, they're like top 5 in like league average for batting.
They're top 5 in league average hitting. You know what? Who brings all of that up is Bichette. Bichette's had an absolute monster season, right? He's literally carried this team on the offensive side, but they get their hits. Like many games you'll see they'll get 10, 11 hits, but again, they'll leave 14 to 18 guys on base.
Yeah. And it doesn't help when Vladdy's consistently hitting into double plays all the time.
Yeah.
Like there was one last week where all he had to do was get the ball into the outfield, and he just chunked that first pitch right at the shortstop.
Those are the worst,
dude. And I'm just like staring at my TV. I'm like, I didn't just see that, right?
Yeah.
You just had to trickle it 4 feet past the shortstop, and he hit it right.
I remember we were talking about it. You messaged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vladdy, I love you. I mean, we got you in front here. Like every episode, you're with us.
No, like we're not like this.
I drafted you number 1 on my team.
Yeah.
Look, this guy having a bad year. He's also come into the MLB at a very young age. He did win the home run derby this year. He did win something.
Yay.
But look, they just need to get hot. If they can just get hot this month, we'll definitely have a chance. So
it's funny how quickly the narrative can change around this team. Because remember, like we were talking about, we're gonna throw $400 million at Vladdy.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're throwing it at Bichette.
Yeah. No, I've said it from day one. Bichette, if we lose Bichette, like this team is not trying to win. Like we got to pay these guys. No, I don't know what they've been waiting for. Like I would have paid these guys a year ago or a year and a half ago.
But what if Vladdy's camp walks up to you right now? They're like, yeah, so like $385 is our price tag. I'm laughing in your face at this point.
I don't know. I'm still signing him. If it's a long term, okay, you got to say the years, right? Are we talking about an 8 to 10 year deal?
I mean, isn't that what these guys want?
Yeah, I'm giving him a 10-year deal. If he wants $350 right now, take it.
I wouldn't mind having Bichette and Vladdy for another 10 years.
Yeah, man,
for
these
sure.
could be like there are core guys you build around these guys.
I don't have any comments for the Jays specifically. I just feel like MLB as a whole, I think it's too long.
Yeah.
I'm exhausted. Like I want the playoffs to begin in August or mid-August.
I'm down with that. I'm so down with that.
I want it to be wrapped up before basketball starts, before hockey starts, and then
August into September should be their World Series, like playoffs and World Series. By the end of September, you're done.
Shorten out the season, make it
They
162.
definitely need to shorten it out.
I mean, no, it's 162 right now.
Yeah.
Shorten it out to like 142 or whatever.
Make it 142. Take away 20 games. That's a month, right? Take a month of the season off and put that in playoffs. Add an extra round if you want for playoffs.
Yeah.
People want to watch playoffs. Like your season is just way too long.
Because honestly, October baseball, playoff baseball, there's something about it.
There's
like a vibe about it.
100%.
Yep.
Even if you haven't watched a game all season and you tune into the playoffs, you're like, yeah, this is it.
Yeah, you're engaged.
Yeah.
A 1-run game, a 0-run game, like both, it could be 0-0 in the 8th inning. You're glued.
Yeah.
One small mistake, one home run, right? But those games matter. Their season, like Jack said, is just way too long.
I just want it sooner. Yeah.
Yeah, you're just zoned out. Like
it's basically like half a year their season, right? Beginning to end. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, they play for what? 5 months? 6 months?
No, they're playing for 8 months. If you're winning the World Series, you're playing
April they start in. Yeah.
April to end of October.
That's
insane.
I think the World Series actually starts in like November. Now.
Okay, so like that's 5 months off. The Jags got it. Half the year, man. These guys play.
Yeah.
Way too long.
And then I think when you shorten out the season, the games get added importance.
Yeah,
100%. Yeah.
Like in the first month, 2 months, everyone's just like, "Oh, the season doesn't matter until after the playoff. I mean, after the All-Star break, right?"
I was never a big fan of that way of thinking because if games in April don't matter, tell that to the team that missed the wild card by a game.
Yeah.
No, but that's the reason it's sad is just because it's such a long season.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's just, I think September, at the end of September, beginning of October, just like right before the NHL season and basketball season starts, end it then. Or if just, like the first 2 weeks of
you know
those
what
two
it is?
started.
I think this is more of a regional, like stadiums are selling out, in the summer. People are
It's
going
a
to
money
watch
thing,
the game. Yeah, it's a money thing. They're never going to decrease the season. The games played, the revenue that they're bringing in on, just even attendance, but, like the owners will never agree with that. So I don't see that happening. I think that's more of, us on the outside grew up watching baseball, can recognize like, the season gets way too long. And
I'll give them credit for trying to keep people's attention with all these rule changes.
Yeah.
And everything, like, fair play to them. But you need to do something. There's something about, like just like how many times did Jays play in a month? Like 20 times?
Yeah, at least.
Too many times.
Maybe 25, man. There's like
right,
4 or 5 days off.
Yeah. It's a lot.
Yeah.
Too much. And
not that I'm saying that we have to sit there and watch every single game, but it's also
and
like,
I don't think I'd be interested to see the rating numbers. Like, I don't know how much they matter anymore because, like, I think it localized, in your local market, people are going to games, right? It's the summer. People are taking families, their kids, right? So
it's an outing.
Right? So I think that's where they get their big chunk of their revenue.
So I like what they did with the rule changes, but this year has been a complete mess because people don't know the rules. People are like, there's so many mistakes happening. Even umpires, like, don't know the rules sometimes. And then it's like the players are having issues.
Still,
and
I give them credit for trying.
No. I said, like, it's a good thing, but I'm like, this year it was like a complete mess. And also, like, I feel like the missed calls, like the strike zone, is just this year it was just glaring to me.
It feels like it's become way more glaring.
It's time to move to computer strike zone, man. If bloody TV stations can have a computerized strike zone, why can't the league? And they have the audacity to say they don't have the technology for it.
No, that's
when every single station that you watch a game on, even when you go on like whatever League Pass or whatever the hell they call it, right? They all have it.
Yeah.
You're gonna tell me Bally Sports is gonna have a computerized strike zone and the MLB as a league can't figure it out?
It's gonna be interesting to see in the next few years, just talking in general, where like sports is moving, because you can see all these leagues now partnering up with streaming services. We talked about MLS a few weeks ago. You find all their games on, like, you want to watch Messi play, you need Apple TV or Apple, subscription. So I think that's going to change the landscape of sports as well.
Yeah, like traditional, like, I mean, I just mentioned Bally Sports, but like all those local Bally Sports channels are done.
Yeah.
Like they're finished. They've been wiped out. So all these teams that depended on like these local stations, they can't do it anymore because there isn't any. So what's the next thing you do? You go streaming.
Yeah.
Right?
Like, and then they're going to have set contracts. So if you're signing, like Amazon spending $100 million for your rights to like 30 games, let's say, for an example, like, you don't really care if anybody shows up to your game, do you?
No.
Right? All that money is going to be filtered throughout the teams, all the league. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see where this goes.
Yeah. Let's hope it doesn't get too out of control where like the games are completely inaccessible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right? Because then now you're just saying, oh, not everybody can watch it anymore. Because the MLS thing with Apple TV really bothered me this year.
Yeah,
like,
it's been a bummer. That's the first time I actually felt it.
Yeah, like I think I personally only caught maybe 4 TFC games on TV this year.
Wow.
And Messi, I didn't see Messi at all.
Yeah,
except for the one game.
Yeah, we've had to use alternate routes to watch his games. So I've caught a few, but
I needed to go through the multiverse to find that one.
Yeah, but that hasn't been fun. So. But it's only going to get worse, guys. I'm telling you, like, soon it's going to be like these contracts that they have with like ESPN, all these television networks, like, they're going away. They're going full streaming.
If I'm traditional cable companies, I'm doing everything I can to keep sports on cable.
That's the only thing that's keeping
Right?
sports alive.
They need to do
There's-
it, man.
The minute sports is 100% on streaming, cable television is done.
Yeah, because no one's watching news on cable anymore. Sports is the only thing cable has.
Yeah.
I don't mind things like, like Red Zone or NBA TV. Like, like NBA has their own. And
Yeah,
then-
but that's so okay.
But they also don't get all the games.
Yeah, that's
Right?
the problem,
Yeah, true,
right?
true.
So let's say you have okay, let's take MLB since we were talking about the 162 game season. What if they give 30 games, chunks of 30 games to 4 different streaming services?
yeah, then
When
you
are
have
we
to
gonna
get
pay for 4
yeah,
different
yeah.
streaming
I don't know.
sites, right?
That's bad.
Like,
Then it's like 1 week you're watching the Jays playing on like Prime, and then you got to switch over to Apple to
Yeah.
watch the other series, and then you got to
Yeah,
switch
that's
over to
horrible.
So-
Sportsnet now,
This-
TSN Plus, and all this.
this could go
whatever.
in some, like there could be some unintended consequences, at least for the consumer, where this could go.
Yeah. But then we gotta piss Dana off and find other ways to
Yeah.
to watch this
Yeah.
stuff. I mean, you're literally pushing the market to
Yeah.
do that,
Mhm. Yeah.
which is unfortunate.
Yeah, don't do it. Don't, like Sonny said, don't make us go through the multiverse to find these
Yeah.
other ways to watch these sports.
Speaking of the multiverse, why is the Saudi soccer league so good all of a sudden?
Hey man, didn't I tell you guys about a couple months ago? They're gonna be buying up every league.
Hey, players
If-
want to go there. They're getting paid.
If this
I'm okay with
continues,
it.
if this continues, because they're not getting washed up guys, they're getting dudes who are like still
No.
balling. They're
Yeah.
still kind of in their prime and they're still good. They could have gone to any big club in Europe to play Champions League, but they chose to go to Saudi. It is this live all over
But
again, like what live did to PGA?
I'm telling you guys, it could
Pretty
be.
much.
Think about it now. Like they're signing all these guys that are a bit older, near, let's say, from their prime to the end of their career. What do you think guys who are coming up that are 18, 19, breaking in, and they're like, oh, I can go to the Premier League, but all the guys I idolized or looked up to are in the other league. So why am I going to go to the Premier League and play against who? Like this could have a long-term like trickle-down effect.
I
Did you see them not paying young guys 18, 19 years old?
don't think that's gonna be a problem because the Premier League is still the biggest league on the planet.
So
And that's
what if they throw 300 mil to a 19-year-old?
But then you as a 19-year-old player is like, then you're just going for the money because now you're not gonna win
But
you're not gonna win the Champions League. You're not gonna win the Premier League.
I'm
you're not
telling
gonna-
you,
right?
these guys will not care.
It all depends what means the most to you, right? If you're someone that grows up with no money, you're gonna go for the money, right? But you're gonna get those outliers, which are like, no, this is my legacy, this, that, I'll make this much, I don't need that much, whatever. That's fine too.
But I
So-
think with soccer, it is a little different though, right? Because when these kids, when they're starting up, they're dreaming of playing in
Mhm.
the Champions League,
Yeah.
Yep.
right? They're dreaming of playing in like the Prem, Bundesliga, Serie A, La Liga, whatever. They want to play in these leagues. I don't think what the Saudi league is doing is lost on these kids. They completely understand what's happening there,
yeah.
right? And I think unless it's a hostile takeover where the Saudis just create a super league and like this is it,
Yeah.
right? And then just come in and bully UEFA out of the way, which I don't think can happen,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's the only way I see kids saying, "Oh yeah, I want to play for like Al Hilal or whatever."
Yeah.
There's no kid in the world saying I want to play for Al Hilal,
No, fair enough.
right? I want to play for Arsenal. I want to play for United. I want to play for Bayern, Inter, Barca.
But then
Real.
you
Like,
then you could
that's why I wanna
also
play.
but then you could also be like, okay, maybe by the time they get into their prime, it'll be interesting to see if guys are all going to be staying, right?
It's gonna be one of those things. It's where
You're going to lose talent.
you will.
Right?
It's gonna be some guys stay, some guys go there, but
To Champ's point, I agree with what he said. It all comes down to see who stays,
Yeah.
right? Because these dudes are not signing like 5-6 year contracts. It's like
No.
2 years. Let me feel it. I'll see what happens.
And I think that's
Right.
become across all sports. Like I don't know if LeBron just kind of set that. Like I can just remember him doing it so many times now. like taking short, like Matthews did that with the Leafs, right? He took a short-term deal, and he only took a 5-year deal when guys were signing 7 to 10-year deals, right? So guys are leaving that possibility open for flexibility.
Yeah, and in soccer, guys don't really get hurt, right?
But when they do, it's bad.
Yeah, but like, what's the percentage of injuries in that compared to other sports?
You know what? It's still quite high.
Like hamstring.
It's like when you see the guys who go down, it's usually non-contact injuries, right? So it's not like a guy got slide tackled and his ankle sticking out of his leg.
Yep.
Right? It's always like a hammy, right? He buckled his knee. There goes
Things
his
that
ACL,
linger,
MCL.
yeah.
Lingering injuries is what bother these guys. It's not like, NHL guy gets hit and gets his head taken off and it's like concussion protocol for like a month. It's nothing like that.
I just feel like it's more in some sports, like even I'd say even basketball, like a guy, like if you're durable, it's easy to take that short term, right? And I feel like even if you're not
the guys
durable,
are betting on themselves, right? Like injuries happen, but a lot of guys are betting on themselves and they're seeing it work out.
I'm looking at some of these transfer fees that this Saudi league has thrown out on some of these guys.
I was also gonna say that I'm like, even if
And
someone signs long term, I'm like, wouldn't they just pay? Like,
but I think a lot of clubs are privy to it, right? So like when a Saudi league team comes up and knocks on your door and like, hey, we want to give you 350 million for Buddy Burr over here, right? Yeah, you can get rid of him for 350 million, but you're not going to get that kind of money from any other team in Europe.
Yeah.
Because they don't have that kind of money.
Yep.
Right? So why would you sacrifice what you're trying to build in that club for like this payday? Which, I mean, of course you can reinvest it, but now you're like Liverpool, the Saudis came up to them. They're like, yeah, we'll give you like 175 million for Salah. Klopp's like, no. Because he gets it. Right? It's like, yeah, I can take the 175, but I'm also losing Salah.
Yeah.
Right? So what does it matter? I'm not going to get 175 million from like, another team in the Premier League for anybody. Yeah. Right? So it doesn't matter.
That's true.
Right? So like they get the game that's being played. Right? Where I think with the Live PGA situation, it was a little different because these guys could still play in those majors. Right? So even if he went over, even if he still went over to Live and got his 400 million, I'm still playing in the Masters.
Yeah.
Right? I'm still
You're
playing.
You're not completely giving up the PGA.
Yeah. But
right?
But with this situation, if you go play in the Saudi League, no more Champions League.
Yeah, no more Champions League.
You're not playing in that anymore. You're playing in the Asian Champions League. Have fun with that one.
Yeah.
You're gonna go play in like Hyderabad or Mumbai or something. Have fun with that. But you're not going to Milan. You're not going to Barcelona. You're not going to Munich, London. You're not going to any of these cities to play anymore, right?
I think you make a good point. I think it's gonna be very difficult, like for them to actually. It's never gonna be replaced, but it is interesting to see how. There is like, again, they're losing talent, right? So you lose talent, you lose some of the best guys. So, but
yes, a lot of big names have left Europe, but when you see the young names that are there and that are coming up now, I don't even care.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even care. Like, this is the first time, I think in like, was it 20 years, we're not going to have Messi or Ronaldo in the Champions League.
Yeah.
Right? It sucks, but guess what? Jude Bellingham's in the Champions League. That kid's a monster. He's going to take over. I am more than happy to watch Jude Bellingham tear up the Champions League.
I think Ronaldo and Messi, they're pretty much.
Yeah, like I can see guys
forever, right?
Yeah,
like at
during the end of their career, that's one thing.
It's the guys that aren't at the end.
Yeah, we're talking about guys in their prime, right? That's the guys you don't want to lose.
Yeah, like I was really surprised to see Neymar go. But I think with Neymar, I think clubs understood what they're getting with him, and they didn't want to take a chance for that price tag.
Exactly. They didn't want to deal with everything that came with him.
So if he was going to go in between that, let's say 45 to 60 range, 45 mil, 60 mil, somebody I think would have bitten it. Right? But I don't think anybody's going to be like, we'll give you 80.
Yep.
Right? Because PSG was just trying to recoup whatever money they can get for him, right? And you're only going to get that from the Saudis.
Yep.
And they can obviously prey on teams that are going to be in a financial situation.
Yeah.
Right? To bail them out.
And I'm sure we'll see him back in Europe, though. I don't see Neymar lasting in Saudi for he only signed for like 2 years, I think.
Yeah.
So I think he'll be back. But yeah, I mean, that's the situation there. But honestly, don't care because the Champions League is going to be starting soon. So
You want to wrap up with your MLS take?
MLS, man. What I wanted to say about MLS was if this Saudi thing really took off and guys just started flooding over there, MLS is dead. Because then nobody's gonna want to.
Why come to the MLS?
Why am I coming to the States? I mean, they could come to the States because it's the States, but I'm not gonna get 85 million if I come to play for like
they're not coming for
Columbus
the money. That's
Crew
for sure.
or whatever.
I think it's guys like Messi, like the guys that have come, the top tier guys that are at the end of their career, that money's already taken care of, and they're not looking for a paycheck.
And also the problem with the thing with the MLS, when these guys come, they're not going to Columbus. They're not going to Charlotte. They're not going to Philly. They're going to New York. They're going to Miami. They're going to LA.
You're going to the big teams.
They're going to the big cities. They're going to the party cities. They're going to the cities that have the most money.
Yeah.
Right? So when people say, "Oh, it's going to expand the MLS," no, it's not.
No, no, you're right.
You're gonna go to a guy and be like, "Hey, MLS has an offer for you." Right? Oh yeah, where? Montreal. No, I'm good. Right? MLS has an offer for you. Oh yeah, where? LA? I'm in.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right? Like that's the problem MLS has.
Come on, Toronto, get some of these guys.
Hey, Toronto has and done and tried, and the situation we're in. I don't want to talk about TSU right now. But Champions League, let's quickly go through the groups the draw was last week.
Yeah. Was it or 2 weeks ago? Was it last week?
I think it was the draw was last week. And we have a really fun group of death, which is PSG, Dortmund, Milan, and Newcastle. Newcastle back after like 20 years.
You think PSG is still going to be competitive?
No. That team is finished.
Yeah.
But their entire MO right now is the Champions League. They don't care about French league. This is the one thing that they want. That they want to win. Maybe with the way that they have the team structured now, where you're not dependent on like these 3 megastars.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, Mbappe's still there for now.
Yeah.
If he decides that he wants to play, you probably have a more structured system there with the coach now. Maybe they might be built for it, but I don't know, man. It like if they put all their eggs into the Champions League basket, they might do some damage, but you have to get through Dortmund, Milan, and Newcastle. You don't know what you're going to get with Newcastle, right? They could show up and be world beaters, or they can just roll over and die, right? Milan, they could be a problem. Dortmund's another one that could be a problem, right?
I think Dortmund will be a problem.
Even though they had the biggest collapse last year in Bundesliga.
Yeah,
that was nasty to see. On the last day of the season.
They're the one team I've actually watched a few games. I think there'll be a problem this year.
Imagine like losing the title. You have one hand on the trophy already.
Yep.
And in one half, it's gone. The last day of the season.
That was a historic collapse,
yeah,
right?
It was
a historic collapse.
Man, it was like a car crash, and I just couldn't keep my eyes off of it. I'm like, what is happening right now?
They got comfortable
at
halftime.
And then my boys were finally back in the Champions League after 6-7 years. We got a pretty soft group, not going to lie. We got Sevilla, Eindhoven, Lens. Sevilla, though, you never know what you get with these guys, right? They could win an entire tournament or just not show up at all. But Arsenal should get out of it. Other really interesting groups, Bayern Munich and Manchester United are going to see each other again. That should be fun.
That'll definitely be fun.
What else do we have here that's interesting? I mean, Man City got a dumb easy group like they always do every year.
Yeah, I feel like every single year.
Yeah. Leipzig, Red Star,
like
Belgrade, Young Boys. Yeah. What else? I mean, I'm just glad that Arsenal's back in the Champions League. It's gonna be great to watch these guys on Tuesday, Wednesdays again, because I hated the Europa League so much. That anthem really started to piss me off. But we're good here. And Champions League, EPL's up and running. It's too early to even talk about that. We don't know what the hell's going on. But we did beat United. Aha! That was great.
One up on United.
Yeah. Screw United. Too many United fans in my family, so it's always sweet when we get one over on them. All right, sports season's up and running, guys. Sports.
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot more sports takes coming up.
I mean, and preseason NHL starting, what, 3rd week of September?
Yeah, I think 2 weeks of training camps.
Training
less
camp's
than
gonna
2 weeks
open up.
away.
NBA kind of starts in around the same time. Canada beat Slovenia today in FIBA.
Yeah, they're in the semifinals.
They're into the semis.
Yeah. Do we know who we're playing yet?
Oh, let's check it out. I know. Well, bye Luka. We beat up on Luka today. So
Yeah, he didn't have a good second half. He got locked down by Dort.
Him and Dylan got ejected.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no!
I didn't
way.
see the game. Is that what happened? Yeah.
He gave credit to the D. He was like, "Yeah, they played us really well."
Yeah, but SGA, man, that
SGA's been showing up.
that guy's something, bro. All right, so we got the States and Germany. And we got, who the heck is this?
This team can potentially win.
Who this? Canada?
Yeah,
Yeah, Canada has a
Yeah,
they've got a legit shot to win.
just medal. Like I think
Yeah.
that was the expectation, was just medal.
Just medaling is
Right, just
you know, a
medal
win.
and what was it? And just got to the Olympics, which they did.
Which
I think
which
you-
did-
when they got to the quarterfinals, that's when they qualified
Yeah.
for Olympics.
getting to the quarters got them in.
Yeah. We're playing Serbia.
Mm.
Is that Serbia? I don't even know what that flag is. That looks like Serbia. Let's just say it's Serbia. If it's not, I'm sorry. Whatever.
Should be able to beat Serbia. Serbia's strong, but I don't know what NBA players are on the team.
Canada States final will be fun though.
I would love that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping to see. I want to tune into that.
Yeah, it's always fun to go against the States in any
Yeah.
sport.
Mm-hmm.
NHL, please let the players go to the Olympics, man.
Yeah, man.
We need best on best back.
Or do something, man. Like the NBA is having their in-season tournament this year. That'll be interesting to see. But yeah, the NHL's got to do something, man. They're just kind of left out in the cold now.
I was listening on the radio, that there was like a thought of, getting rid of the All-Star game and doing
Please, just get rid
Like
of
a
it.
tournament.
like doing an in-season tournament, but
Yes.
like it's international teams like Canada, USA, whatever.
Yeah.
Right. I think that would be kind of cool.
I think it'd be cool, man. Like they got to do something. Like either before the season, after the season, in season. Honestly, at this point, I don't care. Like if it's not best on best, no one's watching.
When
Right.
was the last time I'm not even counting the World Cup because that gimmick World Cup, it was
Yeah.
fun. I get it. We tried
But
it.
like if it was something, it would have been successful and we would have kept doing it.
But when was the last time we actually had Olympic best on best?
It's been too long.
It wasn't Sochi because Sochi they weren't there.
No, it was before that.
What was before Sochi?
What was that? 2004. 2004. They had that lockout.
Vancouver 2010. Was that the last time I had NHL guys?
That's the last time. Yeah, Sydney and those guys.
Vancouver.
Golden goal.
Yeah, Vancouver. Yeah, Vancouver. That was the last time.
That was the last time we had best on best.
Yeah.
Come on, Bettman. Just let them go, man. The players want to go. They say it all the time.
Yeah,
We want to
players wanna
play in the
go.
Olympics.
I don't get it, man.
But I do not want to see it during the NHL season. I want to see it after.
But it's the Winter Olympics. You can't put them in the Summer Olympics.
Yeah.
True. Then you want to see it. I don't want to see it mid-season. I want to see it like
No,
you
but
know,
what's
right
the,
when the season
they
starts.
take
or
like what,
a
2
couple
weeks off, 3
in.
weeks off. You go and play.
The All-Star break is 1 week anyway.
Yeah.
Right? So what's like another 4 or 5 days that these guys...
Yeah, and they're already
Yeah.
giving these guys a week off. Like each team gets like a random week off during the season, right? Just-
Yeah, they get their bye week.
yeah.
Yep.
So give them a bye week.
Every team takes their bye week at the same time, which would be when
Yeah.
the Olympic tournament starts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or you can structure rosters where, because I think the hockey tournament actually starts before the Olympic
Yeah.
opening ceremony, right?
Look,
Like
I
it
think
starts a little bit
we
before.
overthink it. The guys that want to go have the opportunity to say no.
Yeah.
If they didn't want to go, they wouldn't go. They take their vacation.
I think the
Right?
CBA kind of comes in their way.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Aside from the rules, like if it was just up to the players, they're gonna want to go. The guys that don't get selected, they're off for 4 weeks.
I think from the league perspective, it's more of an insurance thing.
Yeah,
Right, you
owners,
don't want one guy
guys
goes
getting
there and
hurt
they get hurt.
and-
Yeah.
owners don't want their guys to get hurt, like you
Like,
guys said. But
If I'm the owner of the Oilers, McDavid goes over there and he blows his MCL out on a group stage game and
Yep.
his season's done, I'm pissed.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But then again, he
I
can
hear
blow
ya.
his MCL just walking down the stairs in his
Yeah,
house too,
man.
right? So I mean, what are you gonna do? You can't ask these guys to stop living. You're not gonna put them in cryo chambers in the
Yeah.
off season every year to keep them protected,
Yeah.
right?
Injuries you just can't predict.
You can.
no matter when you do it before the season, they miss the season. Like,
Yeah.
Mhm.
right? Like,
Like
Yeah.
you hear about baseball guys getting like blowing their meniscus out playing basketball with their kid in the driveway.
yeah.
Right, well,
We had a couple guys, right, who just at the World Baseball Classic this year that got hurt,
Oh,
missed
yeah.
the season,
Yeah.
right? Altuve missed 2 months, right? But that tournament was amazing, absolutely worth it.
That was
Yeah.
fun.
As a player, if you want to play for your country, you should be allowed to.
Yeah.
Simple
Yeah.
as that.
I think we'll get it back eventually. It won't be what's the next one? It's where is it? The next Winter Olympics? It's in Asia somewhere, right? China.
Is it China?
I think it's China. They're not going to China.
Yeah, I don't see. There's no way they're going to China.
No, they're not going there. Maybe the one after.
Yeah.
Or they're just waiting for the Winter Olympics to come back to North America.
I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
That's probably it. All right, we'll see. But sports.
Let's
It's that time.
go.
All right.
I'm excited for
yeah.
tomorrow.
Hope you guys dug that NFL preview with a little bit of sprinkle talk about baseball and soccer in there.
Keep an eye out for our socials, guys. You know, I'll definitely be posting some pics there, especially for the week 1.
Yeah. Champ's gonna throw out some stuff there. Try to win some money. But also let us know what you guys think about the NFL season. Who's gonna win? Who's gonna suck? Tell us why we're wrong, and then we'll tell you why you're wrong. So that'll be fun. And then thanks for tuning in, and then we'll catch you guys next time. Peace.
Peace out.